All right, welcome back to this episode of Kingsport Blog. At the top of the list this week is the Meadowview Winery, the Kingsport Economic Development Board, the City of Kingsport, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Convention and Visitors Bureau have set things in motion to establish a winery at the Meadowview Convention Center campus, also a wine tasting room in the new Executive Conference Center. That will be a great tourism draw, we hope. And Michael Reedy, who is the owner of Reedy Creek Cellars, is interested in showcasing the winemaking potential of our region. Michael and his family are natives of the region. He did go off to Washington and kind of made his mark in the defense industry and decided to come back home to raise his family and pursue his passion of creating a vineyard and producing wine that showcases the potential for our area. So the idea is that a wine trail can begin in this region, and he has focused a lot of his efforts along the 11W corridor between Kingsport and Bristol. So we're very excited to see Michael come back and invest in this area, and we wish him great success, and we hope we can play a small part in that success. On the Move to Kingsport front, during the past 3 months, 402 new families from 31 states have moved to Kingsport. Since we began the program 6 years ago, there's been a net of 542 families from 49 states and the District of Columbia. The annual economic impact is about $31.165 million. We change that every month as we track the net figure, so we want to make sure that we portray an accurate number. So $31.165 million is the expected impact at $25,000 per person moving to Kingsport. Comparing the fiscal year to date of 2011 compared to the previous 5 years, new residential construction continues to be down about 52%, which is very comparable with the nation as a whole, but out-of-state relocations to Kingsport are still up 16%. So we are seeing quite a bit of out-of-state relocation activity, and 90% of those newcomers move into an existing home. So just because you see an existing home in an existing neighborhood, you can't assume that the same people live there that did 4 or 5 years ago. So be sure and welcome those new neighbors, make them feel like Kingsport's their new home so they can tell all their friends to come and join them here and create a great community. And along those lines, Mayor Phillips asked several city employees to begin a Meals on Wheels delivery initiative, and just anecdotally, as I went to do my turn, I met one of the cooks in the kitchen who had moved here 3 years ago from Pennsylvania, and she had moved from Brooklyn, New York to Pennsylvania before that, so already moved into the area and beginning to serve our community. And so I also noticed another person that was delivering that had Illinois tags. So again, people are not just moving to Kingsport, they're plugging in and really enjoying the community, and that's really what I think Kingsport's strong suit is. I always say if you want to move to a subdivision off an interstate exit and go in and close your garage door and not interact with your neighbors, then Kingsport is definitely not the place for you. But if you want a place that's a true community where you can feel involved and really feel like you're part of something special, then Kingsport's a great place for you. Downtown, the Model City Coalition is continuing its work in refining the strategic goals for downtown. Housing is bubbling up as a top initiative at the top of that list. There are at least 3 major developers that we have met with that have expressed interest in developing multifamily housing downtown. In the current economy, multifamily housing is a very financeable project, and so we're trying to take advantage of projects that are very doable right now, and those developers have interest or have experience in other communities as well. So we're dealing with folks who certainly have the expertise to pull this off if we can make it happen. Construction continues on the new Chamber of Commerce and the Board of Education building at Kingsport Press, and they're predicting that that'll be finished up and they'll be ready to move in the very near future. Also, the move-in day for Mountain Region Family Medicine at Kingsport Press is rapidly approaching. It seems like that whole area changes daily, so if you haven't been downtown recently, I encourage you just to get in the car and swing by and see what's new and what's going on. Kingsport Town Center update, Ozzy's Heroes has opened, and they've had excellent crowds. We had quite a bit of response, a lot of interest in Mediterranean fare, and so that is now available at Kingsport Town Center. August sales at the town center were up 4% due to strong back-to-school selling. Christmas tenants, Hickory Farms, the Glass Gallery, and the Calendar Club have signed to return this year, and the Calendar Club has added Go games for 2011. Children's Place continues to exceed their internal expectations for sales performance, so that's a very good sign, and hopefully that'll be attractive to other retailers. There are numerous events going on at Kingsport Town Center during the month of October, many of which involve areas that you may not expect to see in Kingsport. For example, Boones Creek Elementary and Jonesboro Elementary will be exhibiting their art October 1st through October 31st. And there will also be a Kingsport Area Safety Council Halloween treat bag giveaway the 29th, and then the Halloween costume contest and trick-or-treating, of course, on Halloween. So if you want a good, safe place to go on Halloween, you can certainly swing by the town center. On the retail front, Hobby Lobby has secured a $1 million permit to rebuild their store. They do plan to be open by Thanksgiving, so we're looking forward to getting that back in the mix because they're a very important part of our retail mix here in Kingsport. Longhorn Steakhouse is continuing to shape up. They also expect to be open later this year. And our monthly sales tax collections for September are the highest that we've seen in the past 6-year period. So we're very optimistic that perhaps the economy is turning a corner, and we can see some great things happening here in Kingsport. Planning Commission update, annexation does continue in the Colonial Heights and Kendrick Creek drainage basin. The current focus is Quail Creek. A public input session is being held at Kendrick Creek United Methodist Church. If your property is affected by that, you should have received a letter from us already. So if you have not received a letter, then you know that your property is not currently part of the annexation. Later this year, we'll be shifting attention to the areas east of Meadow Lane all the way over to the interstate, and that would include Chesterfield and Red Oak Plantation, Green Hills, and Tall Oaks. Residents will be given the option of being voluntarily annexed and delaying sewer service, or if you want to wait till a little later next year, we'll be willing to do that as well. But annexation is going to happen, but you can come in earlier if you want to go ahead and start receiving the full range of services with the exception of sewer. In early 2012, we will begin shifting our attention toward the Fall Creek area. Cleek Farms Corn Maze is open, and I encourage you to swing by there and check it out. It's a great agritourism initiative. It is right off the main road there. It's off Stone Drive at Cleek Road across from Walgreens. So go see Zane and Kay and tell them that Jeff sent you. On the unemployment front, Kingsport has a lower unemployment rate this year than last. We also have more people in the labor force and more people employed than we did last year or within the past 5 years. So not only have we seen a growth in the labor force, we've also seen a growth in employment in the Kingsport area. In the rest of the region, it has not been as strong, but we still see a relatively good performance in Northeast Tennessee compared to some of our neighbors down toward Morristown and Cleveland, where the unemployment rate jumps up into the double digits. So again, we're very blessed to live in this area, and that's your 5-minute update. And if you'd like this information on a regular basis, you can write to me at kingsportblog@gmail.com. That's kingsportblog@gmail.com, or you can send me a friend request on Facebook.